This is step 4 in a sequence of screencasts looking at the animation features within Microsoft PowerPoint. In this presentation, or this screencast, we're going to look at how we can make it so that the text appears when you click on the shape. So, what we're going to do is we're going to use the slide that we created in the previous screencast. And in that one there, we added the animations for emphasis so that they appeared in sequence. And all we're going to do is edit each of those in turn. So what we need to do is, against each one, there's this little down arrow, and I'm going to choose timing. And under the timing box, there's something called a trigger. Now, triggers are great. Triggers basically mean that rather than things happening in sequences, you can determine that something happens when you click something. So I'm going to choose the start effect on click of, and this is where you choose what you want to be, kind of like the button, as it were. Now I want itself to be the button. So I want rectangle 4 to appear when I click rectangle 4. So I click on OK. So this one time here we're doing rectangle number 5, which is plan. So timing, triggers. So I'll find rectangle number 5, click on OK. So I've just got to go through in turn and applying a trigger to each one so that it triggers itself. So rectangle 6 will start when I click on rectangle 6. Rectangle 7 will trigger when I click on rectangle 7. Same with rectangle 8. And finally rectangle 35. Which is there. So if we just test this out, so clicking on a shape brings in the text for that shape. So it's a very, very simple adaptation to the previous screencast where we just used the emphasis, and all I'm doing is I'm just triggering it so that I'm not stuck with a linear sequence. And that can make a big difference to presentations, because one of the problems with PowerPoint, and we hear about the idea of death by PowerPoint, is it becomes very passive. By doing this, we can very easily introduce an element of audience participation where they can suggest things and you can respond to their suggestions, and you're not tied to whatever you'd predetermined.